Today, I'm here to offer day one of a 3-day meditation experience. I'm going to be pulling from my book, the 21-Day Meditation Jumpstart Journal, and you don't need the book. You don't have to use the book. I'm just going to pull the instruction from there. This is a book I actually wrote several years ago, and I bring it back every once in a while, and I offer a course based on this 21-day meditation jumpstart journal. It's been a bit of a fan favorite because of the approach to meditation. First of all, I kind of specialize in simplifying meditation, making it very doable and understandable. I have a very mainstream approach, and I use plain language and simple instruction. So if you have avoided meditation in the past because you think it's kind of new agey or hippy dippy or something like that, just know that while those are my original roots, and I'll tell you about that in a minute, for these purposes, I have kind of extracted all the new agey, hippy dippy stuff just to teach this to people in a straightforward way that people will accept. Hello and welcome to the Pause First Academy channel. I'm Kim Colegrove. I'm an author and the owner of Pause First Academy, where I offer resilience and wellness, training and support for trauma-exposed professionals. All right, a little bit about me because I always forget to tell you guys like who the heck I am and why the heck I'm here. So let me just give you a little bit of my background. I was trained in meditation in 1976 when I was 10 years old. My parents were meditators and they practiced transcendental meditation. Hands up if any of you have heard of transcendental meditation. In the 70s, it's what all the celebrities were doing. So my parents had me trained, and they spent some money for me to learn that technique, and I remember it so well. And I think now in modern times, it's maybe like $1,500 or something like that to get that full training. So that's where it all started for me. I Transcendental meditation isn't what I practice anymore, and it's not what I teach, but that's definitely that foundation that helped me create the methodologies I ended up using down the road to teach people about meditation, which I started in the early 2000s, a little bit on the side. I taught a few little classes and workshops, nothing really very organized. But in January of 2011, I quit my full-time job to teach meditation full-time. And I taught small classes on my own and worked with private clients. And then I started to get corporate clients. So back then, my clients were Garmin International, United Way, Department of Veterans Affairs, National Court Reporters Association, and a lot of other small and medium-sized companies, mostly around the greater Kansas City area, which is where I live. So anyway, that kind of brings you up to speed on like kind of who I am, where I came from, and what the heck I'm doing here. I found over the years that I have a knack for teaching skeptics and beginners, and that's kind of my sweet spot. That's my favorite thing to do because I look normalish, and there's nothing intimidating about the way I teach it. I knew my first big corporate client was Garmin International at their headquarters, and one of my first big classes with them was like in their fancy schmancy auditorium, and I think there was like 120 people there or something, and a lot of engineers. So I knew going in there that if I came in dressed like Stevie Nicks and lit a candle and some incense, they'd be like, "Shh, out." They wouldn't hang around for it. I knew I had to bring the data and the research and teach it in kind of a straightforward way. So I developed a style, and that's kind of stuck. And fast forward, when I started working with veterans and first responders and other trauma exposed professionals, that came in really handy because I needed to kind of lead with the facts to get that demographic to kind of open their minds and lean in. So anyway, that's it. That kind of brings you up to speed. I've taught a lot of things over the years as I've educated myself about trauma exposure, and how trauma impacts our lives. So I've taught a lot of kind of resilience and well-being and like work-life balance type of courses. I've done a lot of speaking and traveling, but what I love and what's like at the core of of my desire to share really is meditation and mindfulness and breathing. And I'm slowly kind of starting to get back to my roots and kind of narrow my focus. And what I really want to talk to you guys about is meditation, because it's an evidence-based practice. It's a simple tool that you can use to reduce your own stress, regulate your own nervous system. And once you develop the ability to regulate your own nervous system, that self-regulation, man, it becomes like a superpower. So this is really my passion. All right, let's get down to business. I encourage people to start where you can. So if it's a minute or two a day, that's okay. And gradually work your way up to about 15 minutes a day. That's kind of where I've settled when I first started teaching meditation professionally, and I did a ton of research. All the data that I pulled together, kind of combined and averaged, said that in about 15 minutes a day, you can reap all the benefits that are available from meditation. Now, yes, in the 21-day meditation Jumpstart Journal, I take you all the way up to 21 minutes, because one of our primary goals here is to help you train your brain and body to allow you to sit. So there's going to be a little discipline required, but here's the good news. You can go back and forth and stay on one day for as long as you want. So you can go day one, day two, day three, and then 3 minutes is working for you. But when you go to 4 or 5, you're like, ugh, I can't sit still this long. Well, then you can just do 2 or 3 minutes a day. Slowly work your way up. I don't care if it takes you 10 years. But that discipline and that practice, that habitual sitting and experimenting with it, that's what will help you develop that ability to just sit still and do some kind of meditation. The goal is train yourself. Your brain and body are going to buck the system. Let me prepare you for that. You're going to sit down and your mind is going to throw all its best stuff at you. It's going to give you the biggest to-do list that you've ever had in your life. It's going to remind you that you need to do dishes or laundry, or the lawn needs to be mowed. It's going to try and sabotage you. It's going to say to you, hey, I don't think anything's happening here. You're wasting your time. Nobody has time to sit around. Your brain is going to throw all its best stuff at you, and your body will too, because you'll sit still and you'll take a couple of breaths, and then your back will go, I'm not very comfortable, or your hips, or whatever. You won't be able to hold your eyes closed. All kinds of things are going to happen. If you can think about this as an experiment, if you can learn and understand the research and the evidence behind it, which I can help you with that. And if you, I've got some free stuff. You can go take, I have a mini meditation course on here on YouTube that's free. But if you want to know a little bit more about that, again, you can reach out to me and I can send you some links or something, or help you research it. And I obviously I can kind of help explain some of that to you as well. But if you can kind of address your intellectual mind, and and you get the buy-in that, okay, there is some research to support this. This seems like a viable stress reduction practice. That may help you develop that discipline you need to sit still and just breathe and be, and apply a little discipline. Okay, now this is not going to be a very polished experience here, because I'm going to be kind of schlepping around this book while I talk to you. I just want to tell you about this. I do have this available as a PDF too, but we'll talk about that some other time. And I mean, a free downloadable PDF. But in the beginning, I kind of explain my perception of meditation, kind of, the way I teach it, the way I use it as a practice, and the way that I present it to people. And then I explain here how to use this journal. And honestly, like this, I have this in a couple of courses that I've taught. But at the end of these 3 days, if you're like, wow, I'd like to actually have that journal and go through it, you can grab this on Amazon. Just search my name or search the 21-day meditation jumpstart journal. It's like $10. But also, if you want it in the downloadable PDF, you just email me and I'll send you the PDF, so you can just download it and print it. But let me just tell you this real quick. So, on each day, I give you a contemplative sentence to consider. The biggest struggle for most people when they try to meditate is their mind gets very, very active. They can't quiet their mind. And so they get frustrated and they give up. And fair enough, I get that. So each day I give you a contemplative sentence to consider. So you have something, somewhere for your mind to kind of land while you practice sitting still and breathing and trying to allow your muscles to relax. And you can use this contemplative sentence and repeat it mentally or not. And you might one day, and then the next day, you might kind of let your mind wander and see if you can get it to relax. And lots of flexibility. I built in a lot of flexibility. So I just explain how I give you that sentence to focus on, and then I give you, here, I'll show you. And then there's space to write. So there's that contemplative sentence, and then there's some space to write or journal. And you don't have to. There's no rule. If you don't want to journal or write about it, you don't have to. Okay, so here's what I say in the beginning of the book. Each day, I've provided a contemplative thought for you to consider. The purpose of focusing on this thought is to help you detach from habitual loop thinking like worries, concerns, your to-do list, and to distract you from the external environment and time. Distract you from the external environment and distract you from time, thinking about what time it is, or how much time has gone by. Focusing on the contemplative thought provides an opportunity to ponder concepts you might not normally consider. And believe me, I'm going to give you some thoughts you might not normally have considered. These are intended to initiate mindful presence. They invite you to be more present and self-aware. Okay. And there's a little bit more here. I gave some tips and ideas. And I wonder how much noise these rattling pages are making. And then I talk about the flexibility, how, to kind of be creative and be flexible with this. After we go through this together, if you're like curious or interested or like, oh, hey, I might want to try this, I will tell you I have a free meditation course available on Pause First Academy right now. It won't always be free, but I will always have something for free. The one that's on there now that's free is called Demystifying Meditation and Mindfulness. So if you watch this or you watch the next 3 days and you breathe along and kind of enjoy, a minute or two, you might want to go over and pick up that free course. It's yours absolutely free for 90 days from the day that you sign up. And so that might be your next logical step. All right. Okay. So let's do day one. All right, day one. Here we go. Day one, 1 minute. And it says, contemplate, I am not my thoughts. I am not my thoughts. Sit comfortably and take a few deep breaths. Notice there are thoughts and there's an observer of the thoughts. I'm going to repeat that. Notice there are thoughts and there's an observer of the thoughts. Now, this might cross your eyes right now. It's just hanging there. All right, and the observer of the thoughts is you. Disidentify with the thoughts, if you can, or experiment with it, or just kind of try. Don't engage with them, just observe them. So this is an endeavor to see if you can sit still and breathe, notice or observe your thoughts without engaging with them, just observing what thoughts pop up in your head when you sit still and just breathe. All right, afterwards, use the space below to jot down any thoughts or questions. That's it. It's that simple. All right, now let's do this together. I'm going to do it with you. This is a 1 minute meditation. Don't get hung up on what happens. Don't get hung up on what's going on in your mind. If you get fidgety or bored or distracted, all of that's okay because all of that's going to happen. I want you to try right now to get ready, sit comfortably. All right. Obviously, if you're driving or walking, then pause the video here and you can come back later and do this with me. All right. So sit comfortably. You want to sit up relatively straight so you can breathe, oxygenate your system, but your back is supported and you're comfy. Okay. And then I'm going to invite you to close your eyes down and really bring your awareness inward so you can notice what's going on inside of you. If you're uncomfortable holding your eyes closed for any reason, that's okay. You can just kind of look down at the table or the desk or the floor in front of you, or find something in front of you to kind of gently stare at. But you might have the best experience if you close your eyes down. And now, before we go into our 1 minute, which I'm going to get ready to set an alarm here. Okay. First thing I want you to do is take a nice deep full breath. Just breathe deeper than you've been breathing today. So big full breath and let it out. All right, we're going to do one more of those. Deep full breath. Ah, and let it out. Okay. Now, continue breathing a little deeper than you normally do. Don't get hung up on the breathing. If deep, full breathing feels good, keep doing that. If it feels better to allow your breath to regulate, then do that. Okay, you're the boss here. Just keep breathing. All right. Now, I'd like you to close your eyes down. I haven't set the timer yet. I have a couple of instructions here. Keep breathing here. And before we go into the meditation, I'd like you to notice your face. Just bring your awareness to your face and notice if you're holding any tension there around your eyes, around your mouth. If you're clenching your teeth or holding your teeth together, make sure that there's space between your teeth. And now take a nice full deep breath. Just really inhale. And as you do, release any tension you're holding in your face. Just let your face go limp. And then allow your awareness to drift down to your shoulders, right? And take a nice full deep breath. And as you do, you'll notice your shoulders rise a bit. And when you exhale, let those shoulders down. See if you can move those shoulders away from your ears a little bit more and let them relax, right? And just one more area, I'd like you to take a nice deep breath into your belly. Feel your belly expand. And when you release that air, let the belly relax. Let that midsection release and relax. Okay. All right, good. Now close your eyes down. And remember, the sentence we're going to contemplate is, I am not my thoughts. That's the sentence. You can just repeat that over and over if you want to. Or you can try and observe the thoughts that come in and just observe them. And it might make you laugh because they're going to come in. And just see if you can kind of differentiate. Oh, wow, these thoughts come in. I don't feel like I'm really generating them. So that means I'm kind of observing them. See what I mean? It's an experiment. Just be playful, okay? Lighthearted. All right, here we go. I'm setting the timer. And 3, 2, 1, go. I am not my thoughts. I am not my thoughts. I am the observer of my thoughts right now. And I can choose to disengage and observe these thoughts. And that's 1 minute. You hear that timer? That's 1 minute. Okay. I am not my thoughts. Simple little experiment, just 1 minute. And if that felt good, or you are even just curious and willing to come back tomorrow, come back tomorrow. We'll have a new contemplative thought, and tomorrow we'll do 2 minutes. If I've piqued your curiosity, if you are interested in this, if you've always wanted to learn to meditate and now you're kind of curious, then go back and scroll through my videos because there's some other stuff there that you might want to check out. There's a mini course on mindfulness. There's a mini course on meditation. And do come back tomorrow or whenever you have a chance. I'll be posting the other video tomorrow and let's do 2 minutes together. Okay. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me, Kim Colegrove at pausefirst.com. I will put my information in the description box below. And you're welcome to go check out Pause First Academy if you're curious about that. I'm really grateful you're here. This has been kind of fun, and I'll see you next time.